Hello guys, in this tutorial we will see about the constructor in Python. So first we will see what exactly the constructors. So constructors are generally used for initializing the object. Means by using the constructor we initialize object. So we initialize object means what? We initialize the values to the variable. So indirectly we can say we initialize the object. The task of constructor is to assign values to the data member of the class when an object of the class is created. So you already understood, by using this process we assign value to the variable. In Python, this init method is used to call the constructor, and it is always called when the object is created. So if you are the programmer of C, you can say C++, Java, then here you have to know in C++, Java, what we were doing, the constructor name is same as a class name, so we don't have any confusion. But here in the Python they use the special method for that, and that method start with the underscore. So it is what? init method. So init means initialization purpose. So it is used to initialize the variable. So it will be treated as a constructor. Okay, so here you don't be confused, and the syntax of the constructor is like that. So def means every method start with the def, whether it is constructor or any other method or special method. Then we use init method, and inside it as usual we write self. So it is necessary because the default method must have the self, whether it is default parameterized method doesn't matter. Then we write the body for the constructor. And then we will see types of constructors. So the first one is default. Right now only we have seen the syntax, so you can understand default constructor. So default constructor is a simple constructor, doesn't accept any argument, means inside that we don't use any argument, and its definition has only one argument, which is reference to the instance being constructed. So we use just as a self, only this self parameter we use it here. And in the parameterized constructor, it is having parameter, so it is known as parameterized constructor. So parameter constructor take its first argument as a reference to the instance being constructed, known as a self, and the rest of the argument are provided by the programmer. Okay, so it is the like that. So first one is the default, it is having only self parameter, and the second one is having the self as well as f and s as a parameter. So it is what? Parameterized constructor, and the first one is default one. So here you understood the types of constructor. Now you got some idea theoretically. So now we will go to the practical session. So now here we are in the blank screen, and here we are going to write the code for the default constructor. So as usual I am taking the class. So first our class name is sample. Okay, and then here we are going to have directly default constructor in the program. So default constructor is nothing but a method, so it starts with def, and then as it is a special method we have to use double underscore, and our method is init because it is used to initialize the value, and it is default constructor, so inside it we have to write self. That's it, we have to use colon at the end, and here we have to initialize the value. So how we will initialize? You have to use self. You can take one variable a, and as it is default constructor, so we are not passing any values through the constructor, so we have to directly pass the value self.a equals to 10. So that is what our value, and then we are going to take one method, simple method, and that method name is dis, and it will do the calculation part. So as it is the method of the class, again we have to pass self, and then we have to do here whatever you want. So I am printing the addition task. Okay, I want to show the addition, so here I will write the message addition, and here you have to use comma, and then I am going to write self.a plus self.a. self.a plus self.a, that is our coding. It means this value will be what, 10 and 10, so it will be what, 20, because we are accessing this value. And here we have already done initialization, so you can use it in the method. So that's it now. And now the next part is creation of object. So our object is S and it belongs to the class sample, so you have to write that name. So here it is our object and it's a default constructor, so you should not pass any value there. So here this is the object, and here it will belong to the default constructor, and as we are not passing any value, so that's why here we have done the initialization. And my next statement is here yes.dis method, because that method also we have to execute. So when you run this program, then what happen here, the compiler will check this constructor and method, and the actual execution will start from this object creation. It is the initialization part. Initialization will happen here. This default constructor will assign some memory to that object, so that object will save the data in memory whatever it gets from the class. So here we are not passing any value, so that's why we are manually writing the value. So the value is 10. We are initializing that value, and then we can use it in the method. So here we have to use self as a parameter. Default, you can say, as a default we write the self there, whether it is method or constructor. Whenever you create the class, method, constructor, you have to use self. If you are not using any other parameter, even though you use parameter, self is compulsory. And then here I am writing addition message, because we are going to have addition task. So that's the reason we have written then yes.dis. So here this main use of that constructor is to do initialization, and its main use is that to do the calculation whatever you want. Now we just check the output of the program, whether we are getting expected output or not. So addition is 20. So in this way you can assign with any value, you will get the result. So here in this program we use default constructor, and now here we will go for the parameterized constructor. So in the parameterized constructor you have to pass some parameter. So I am passing here a and b because I want to perform addition of two number. So here as we are passing the parameter, you have to write just a, and then here you have to write self.b. So here the self.b equals to b, and here as it is a parameterized constructor, so you have to pass some values there. So 10 and 20 we are passing, so this value will be sent to here, and then we are doing initialization. So as a is 10, b is 20, so we are doing initialization here, and then here self.a, and here you have to write self.b, so it will be the meaningful. So we are doing addition task. So as usual the same process is there. This is the object creation, and this time we are executing the parameterized constructor. So here we have to write value, it will be passed here, and we are doing initialization through this parameterized constructor. So in this way we can have one parameter, two parameter, three parameter, it depends on you. And at the last we use the method for executing this code. So here we have to write self.a plus self.b, and here we don't need to use any parameter in this method. So now we check the output of the program. So now you see the output is coming 30 as it was expected. 20 plus 10 is 30. So in this way in the program you can easily use default and parameterized constructor according to your need. The main thing is that you should understand that concept, so that if you face the interview in the future, then you will not have any confusion. So thanks for watching this tutorial. Don't forget to subscribe my channel. Thank you.